What's up, YouTubers? This is your boy Jesse Keller, and in case you're wondering the reason why I have my fan on, it's for two reasons. One, it's absolutely fucking hot up here in Granite, and two, I'm just blocking out all the outside noise, so that's why my voice kind of sounds all... Do you hear it? Anywho, I just wanted to show off the cover a bit. The only thing that I don't like about the cover is that while it's unique in the sense to where the gatefold actually goes up and down instead of from side to side, I'm too fucking tired and lazy to remember the correct terms of the directions. Is that instead of coming off the top of the record, it comes out the bottom. So it sucks that, I'd have to take the record out if I actually wanted to show anyone. Otherwise it'd fall out. But anywho, I bought this for $5 at Half Price Books, and I've only listened to it a few times, and I actually haven't heard any of the songs on here. Until I listened to it, this is one of those albums to where you actually have to dig deep to find some of the shit on YouTube. Anyways, let's get to the review. For side A's opener, it's a Good Feeling. Now it starts off with a pretty nice riff, and it's actually a good party song in my opinion. What I like most about the song is that instead of lyrics, that it has like a more or less ad-lib type of kind of like a blues freestyle. Unfortunately, I can barely understand, what the fuck he's saying, so I give it a 6 out of 10. And song 2, Voices in the Wind. This is actually my favorite song on the album. I just love the way that, Jimi's truly shown his guitar playing skills throughout the entire song. He's just doing some killer solo work, so even though it has that ad-lib style again, I'm giving it a 9 out of 10. Now, track 3, which is Go-Go Shoes Part 1. And this is the first song to include like actual singing. The lyrics are done in an AAB sort of format, and if you guys don't know what that is, it's when you're singing a verse and the two lines are the same, but the third line of the verse is completely different. But other than that, it's still a pretty good song. It gets me going, it gets me kind of hyped up. So, and another thing before I rate it, it's still it has like either a saxophone or a trumpet solo instead of a guitar solo. So with that being said, I'll give it an 8 out of 10 rating. Then we have part 2 to the Go-Go Shoes. And if you guys listened to my last review, you probably know that I'm not a huge fan of reprises, so it just feels unnecessary to cut a song that wasn't very long by 2 parts. As well as the second half was, wasn't really anything special. Still a good song to jam out to, so I'll give it a 6 out of 10 only because it's basically a carbon copy of the first song. Now that we're done with side A, we're going to be going on to side B, and that is fucking side 2, track 1 is Good Times. And it's not the TV show, but the song is still dynamite, in my opinion. All the shitty and corny jokes aside, even though it goes back to the ad-lib style, which is kind of getting old at this point, Jimi shows off, his chops to a good instrumental. And other than that, it's a rather basic song. And the ad-libs, like I said, are trying to get old, so I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. Then track 2 is called Bring My Baby Back, and it has like the same vibe as Good Times as far as like lyrically, but it's mostly an instrumental with the occasional chorus being spouted. Other than that, the song is pretty boring except for Jimi's guitar work, so I'll give that one a 4 out of 10. And then we have song 3, which is titled Suspicious. Now, I'm not a really huge fan of this song. It's too, kind of made my day feel slower than it already was. I've been having one of those slow, boring days. Thank God I got money yesterday, and I'm going to Nate's house, so I'm going to buy some cool shit, which you'll guys see in my next Jesse's Collectible Showcase video at the end of this month. But it kind of reminds me of the instrumental for Focus from last week's review, in the sense to where it was slow and a little dull and kind of repetitive. And even though there's like, it's kind of like a nice song, not the best in the world. The only thing that does like annoy me the most about it is that it has like a choir singing along with the lyrics, like not even like doing actual words, but kind of like a la 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 fucking scat, whatever the fuck. Then last but not least, we have Hot Trigger, and the song is basically like formulaic, like Good Times and Bring My Baby Back, but I think it's a damn good epic closer. I've listened to this track 3 times in a row, and it's perfect for if you're trying to get yourself into a good mood, as well if you're doing some deep thinking. So I give that one an 8 out of 10. Then I'm going to do my overall, which is, what I like about this album this album, is that it gives a unique perspective on what, he used to be like before he actually found his sound in London, and the psychedelic movement, with Are You Experienced and those 3 epic albums that he made. But on the other hand, if you remove Voices in the Wind, it feels like once you listen to one song on this album, you listen to everything else. And that's the one thing I don't like about this album, and that it's kind of boring, but it's a really good conversation piece. Like, if you want, I'd somewhat recommend this album to a friend if he's into blues music, and he's also a huge Hendrix fan, and he's looking for rare shit. But I wouldn't recommend this to the casual classic rock fan or listener. But anyways, I give this review, fucking album, sorry I keep fucking up, an overall rating out of 7 out of 10. So what do you guys think of this album? I hope you guys actually listen to it and stuff. What do you guys want me to review next? I'm Jesse Keller, and I will see you next week. Well, maybe, because I have birthday plans, but you get the fucking drift. Bye-bye.